Do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. Yes, on a real Frozen Monday, it's your boy Big Vern. Couple of days before Turkey Day, make sure you go ahead and travel early. Don't want to be a last minute guy. They got all kind of traffic jams up, and I think you can even get some good airfare tickets right now. Welcome to App Stupid. I'm your boy Big Vern. We got done talking about Alabama being effectively eliminated from the college playoffs. They got humbled down in Oklahoma. Make sure you check that out. So from the SEC, we are going to go to the Big Ten. Now, you all know that I'm a homer. I love Indiana. And a lot of people kept asking me about this game. And when I saw that it was in the horseshoe, I was like, oh no, we're going to lose this game. We're going to lose this game, not only because we've got to go to the horseshoe, but in Columbus, Ohio State, on paper, that's what they disclosed. They spent $22 million to make this thing work. And I'll go ahead and jog your memory, set it up. We'll take the quick rap break. But Chip Kelly, he was the coach at UCLA. And then 2 weeks before the season, he just bolts and accepts the job as the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. They've thrown serious cash around to get this thing into a college football championship. And so to the victor goes the spoils. And I know when people will sit here and say, you're cutting excuses, your team didn't show up. No, Indiana showed up. The boys showed up. And I love my team. I love my school. But sometimes in the first year, you got to taper those expectations. Give me a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Dun, 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 dun. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live with another rap album we're promoting. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, Missionary, dropping next month. Yes, next month. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites that they already released is Gorgeous. That song is crazy. We've only done this for one other album, which is LL Cool J. And we were right. We're going to be right again, so make sure you go get this where you legally consume music. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, Missionary, drops next month. Shout out to Snoop and Dre still doing their thing. So when we get back on this game, now one of the refreshing things I can say is the revitalization of Indiana football and Indiana pride, because just like Columbus, when this game came on, the streets were dead, the malls were dead. And I was proud to see that, because no matter where you live, if it's Southern Indiana, if it's Western Indiana, Eastern Indiana, Northern Indiana, up around Indianapolis and Avon and, almost close to Illinois, you were glued into this game. And that's how much energy has resonated around Bloomington. And just because we lost one game, that doesn't mean our season was fugazi. And we'll beat back the narratives when we come back from that other rap break that we're going to do here. However, when you go back and you look at this game, it was a tale of teams getting rough and disrupting that rhythm that Curtis Rourke has. And at some point, I was even pleading with Cignetti in my mind, please put in Trace Jackson Davis's brother. You have to give Ohio State a different look, because they knew that he wasn't going to run. They knew that he wasn't going to run. He wasn't going to switch up things. And so they can go ahead and pin their ears back. You can have delayed blitzes. You can go ahead and have the edge rush. I don't know who we had at that left edge, but oh my goodness, that guy was coming. Sometimes he wasn't even blocked. And when he would get to Curtis Rourke, it was just like, wow, how he held on to the ball sometimes. That was just, it was something else. It was something else. But credit to Indiana. I mean, they have the identical records. We have the identical records right now. We're 10-1, they're 10-1. The difference is that Ohio State beats Michigan. They end up playing for the Big Ten championship game, and they keep their Big Ten championship hopes alive. As for Indiana, we're still going to the college playoff. We're still going to the college playoffs, and then we will host a game. So we're going to host a game for a team coming in. But again, that was just saving grace. And if you look at it, we struck first. We struck blood first. And that second quarter, when that interception came, and then we had a fumble on the ground, and then we had our guy on defense. He has a pick of he's got a pick of Will Howard down around the 20, and I was like, wow, we could get a shot in doing this. And I mean, before you knew it, Ohio State was up 14. So it's 7-14 going into the half. And then I'm thinking at the same time, wait a minute, we got to go ahead and get this all under control. And when the biggest telling thing was that Ohio State just kept sacking. It was almost like the defense, they spent the afternoon in the backfield. It was like, oh my God, not again. But like I said, credit to them. And, I got nothing bad to say about the game other than, hey, look, sometimes things just don't go your way. Give me a quick rap album that we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you with another rap album. Freddie Gibbs, You Only Die Once. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorite on the track so far is Cosmo Freestyle, Wolverine crazy, yo. Rabbit Island, It's Your Anniversary, that song crazy too. Yeah, Walk It Off, and On the Set. Freddie Gibbs, You Only Die Once, in stores now. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Shout out to them doing their thing. But real quick, before we get going on this one, I just want to say to the national media and legacy media, stay out of Indiana, because it's always a narrative with these guys. Because what they'll sit up here, and they kept trying to throw this football around, talking about Indiana hasn't played anybody. Shut that bullshit up. That was a lie. They didn't know when UCLA came out there and Deshaun Foster, they were still talking about them as being one of the surprise teams in the Big Ten. They got thoroughly embarrassed. And then they played Nebraska. This is Nebraska that beat Deion's Colorado, and they got ranked. And then they went down to Illinois and had a knockdown drag out and barely lost to Illinois. When they showed up in Indiana, they got embarrassed. So what is it? You just come out and say, we don't watch Big Ten football. But all of a sudden, when you have to take note of that and you have to try and find something to talk about, oh, look, this team, Indiana, they're starting to play football. Shut y'all weird ass up. We don't need y'all around here. Go somewhere else. Because if you're going to go ahead and say most teams are overrated, Ole Miss is overrated. They compiled wins against Furman, Western Kentucky, Our Lady of Perpetual Science. And then when they played somebody like Kentucky, who's one of the worst teams in the SEC, they got beat. They just lost to Florida. Come on now. Their signature win was against a fading LSU team. Come on now. Again, we can have that overrated conversation, but I know it's not going to work in your favor because we do this. It's not on us to go ahead and create those narratives. But let's just get out of the who did they play? Because hell, you got Army ranked. Who the hell did they play? Who did they play? They got up there against Notre Dame, and the Golden Domers proceeded to crush their skulls. Stop it. Just stop it. But again, not going to take away from Ryan Day and company. Cignetti, he played chess. He played chess and not checkers because he kept the ball on the ground in the fourth quarter. And him keeping the ball on the ground in the fourth quarter, again, Indiana was able to score and they was able to go ahead and get the go-ahead. But when you look at this, because of the way that Indiana lost, they lost by 2 scores. However, the loss, they didn't go out there and get blown out and make it seem like, oh, well, Indiana didn't belong. No, they made it a loss on the record to stay in that top 10 and get a favorable seeding, because the Big Ten championship game is going to be decided by a rematch between Oregon and Ohio State in Indianapolis. So yeah, that thing is dead serious, but credit to him for having the heads up in that. Again, I got nothing bad to say about Ryan Day and the crew in Columbus. I just hope there was a different outcome. Next year, they'll be in Bloomington, and we'll see what happens. However, if you are a Hoosier faithful, get in here in the comments and let me know how you felt about the game. This is Big Vern. We'll be back.